Hello everyone, welcome to the Native Level channel. Today we're going to review a bit of news for our segment, What Do You Think About This? New York Republicans defend a Roosevelt statue. This is from the NTD News YouTube channel. Let's check it out.
I'm here in New York City, right across the street from Central Park. What we're seeing is the aftermath of a group of young Republicans who are supporting the Teddy Roosevelt statue staying in place. So right now we're seeing some controversy brewing. One group over here is saying they want to support and keep the Teddy Roosevelt statue, while the other group over here is saying we need to tear it down.
This is very interesting. Understandably, the state of New York, let's just say New York City, is very much considered a left-wing territory. And it's very interesting to hear of Republicans rising to put an end to the as Donald Trump called these people, anarchists. Well, let's see what happens. Let's see what else this story is telling us.
And I'm willing to hear a middle ground proposal. The problem is there's been zero transparency.
That's a good point. I mean, what could be less transparent than tearing down monuments while wearing a mask? There's a very odd agenda at play that is allowing this damage to be carried out without being challenged. And it appears that there's always some force in society there to challenge people's right to choose for what they actually want, or to try and stifle it at least. People have to be determined to choose things for themselves, or things will be chosen for them, so it seems. What do you think? Let's continue.
Young Republicans who opposed the statue's removal pointed to New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio's statement that he supports taking it down. He said that the statue depicts a racial hierarchy. Mayor de Blasio handed the responsibility to his wife, who heads the...
Oh, his wife is black? I didn't know this. Dear. Nothing wrong with the interracial marriage, of course, of such people. In fact, no, I wouldn't care if I didn't have an interracially rich family. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about how so many people in the black community are perishing under his rule, so it seems, whilst his wife seems to be walking hand in hand with him in the sunlight. What do you think about all this?
The Racial Truth and Reconciliation Commission. Protesters who seek to remove the statue say it reflects white supremacy and systematic racism in America, but some African Americans attending the rally said otherwise.
Okay. Systematic racism. What's going on? How is taking down a statue going to do anything to redress the balance? Uh-oh, I think I'm going to sneeze. Achoo! Alright. So this is where All Lives Matter is being seen more and more the obvious choice. I said it before and I'll say it again. Black Lives Matter is nonsense, and it is looking to attack black people even more than it has already, with the number of casualties that have been emerging from Seattle as of late. Rappers who feel comfortable using the N-word to make a living may find themselves being targeted by these groups one day, and of course their freedom of speech, if you will, would be stripped. How ironic. And then, of course, I don't know if any of you have heard, there's an actor from a TV show called Family Guy who was once in his own show called The Cleveland Show, who plays a character by the name of Cleveland Brown, and he has resigned. I'm starting to think these celebrities, because he's a white man and he says he doesn't feel he has the right to act as a black character. You know what? Fair enough. I tell you one thing. I think what celebrities are doing is a form of a strike. It's almost a form of reverse psychology. To get black people in the left who have gone crazy for this nonsensical regime to ask themselves what they're prepared to lose for it. What do you think? And of course, there's more at stake than mere entertainment. But personally, I think overcoming the N-word, when I say overcoming it, no, I'm not saying that there's no fight, it's just a sound. I'm just not saying it right now because the channel is for a certain audience, but I personally think, as David Icke said, the Black Lives Movement is patronized the black community very much. And of course, people aren't their bodies or their bodily experiences alone. They are their sense of consciousness to drive them in their bodies. But again, what do you think? Let's keep it going.
Black in this country, you can be anything you want. There's nothing holding you back. If you work hard enough, you can get it. I didn't grow up, I'm 36 years old. I didn't grow up in this country ever in my life thinking I can't do this, I can't do that because I'm black. I said, if I want to do it, let me just work hard and I can do it.
Let me know if you feel the same. Leave a comment. I feel the same. I'm not a black man. And any of that Jay-Z song, OJ says I'm not black, I'm OJ, okay. Yeah, I don't know if that was intended to mock or promote, but you are not. Well, I don't feel we are our bodies any more than we are our fingers. This body moves by what we are. Just consciousness. But again, what do you think about all this? Sorry, everybody. I can't tell if my fan at the moment is making me squint quite a bit. But let's go.
Some people told us they feel destroying the statue would represent much more than a call for equality.
We're seeing the same thing with Black Lives Matter, which is a pawn. But these are just branches on a tree, and the root is communism. They want to just push out every single foundation America has had that has made us the strongest country in the world. And what they want to do is bring us down to our knees so desperate to where we racially can't get along. People are terrorizing us. There's no justice system. If we deny God and we deny righteousness and truth, we in trouble.
Nice. Amen to that. What is the virtue in creating more segregation? It is very interesting. I've already said the George Floyd situation is very suspect. It's very strange how it seems to have given this agenda of divide and conquer that is playing out in society everything it needs to continue going on. It's very well organized. I believe the body was taken in the ambulance straight away. There's no attempts to resuscitate or all that. Sorry, there was no attempt to resuscitate, full stop. It was just a pick up and go. You know what, no matter what the debate is, it could be social distance, it could be wear a mask, it could be stand up for your black rights, it could be stand up for your Asian rights, it could be stand up for your femininity, it could be stand up for your transgender rights, anything. As long as you are dividing yourself from your fellow man, or fellow person, or fellow human, whatever you want to call yourself, then you're going to find yourself finished? Yeah. That's all I have to say about that. But let's keep it going.
But destroying, like the Taliban did, like the ISIS, the communist Mao, destroying what was there in our culture, it scares me because I've seen it before.
They don't care about the statue. They care about culturally resetting the country.
Destroying or covering statues?
That is great. A great summation. What's the virtue in destroying all these statues? As David Icke said, why not put a plaque on the statue and say everything that has been hidden if a certain person is no longer suited to be memorialized with a statue? That statue is beheaded. I believe there was a statue one day recently that a lady used to crush a man. She didn't realize, but of course, it naturally was a black man, and brain was poking out his head. And let's keep going. Let's push down some more statues. Somebody must have some sense. I'm glad these people seem to. And again, why I'm feeling more conservative. You can't keep being stupid and expect me to follow along. What do you think, everyone, of this whole debacle?
Has become a common approach in recent weeks, but some say there may be another way.
I'm all for voting on it, not tearing it down. And if we do vote on taking this down, I think it should be put in a private gallery or a museum so that we understand our history.
He pointed to Germany's.
Dude is absolutely right. What these people, as David said, are very communist in that they're not asking for, they're not trying to get they're not asking the people if people want this. Instead of doing it for social justice, they have not consulted with society. They just found a bunch of people who hate also. And we're not talking about trying to convince people who just take anything that is coming their way. No, anybody would like to have justice served on certain matters, but the looting, the burning down of buildings, the killing people, the smashing up stores, all that stuff is obviously serving an agenda. And I'd say it's an attempt to get people more into the communist mind frame, where people don't have a say in what happens. It's like I believe the triads and Chinese soldiers, officers masquerading as Hong Kong officers, came to Hong Kong and started to just attack people. The gangsters, they appear to be an extension of the government to me. What do you think?
His handling of the Holocaust, where concentration camps are left open, not to idolize the Holocaust, but to educate people about the horrors of that period of time.
Duh, isn't that true? We need to learn about the past so we can move into a better future. If you were raised the past, then of course you can reintroduce Marxism and people won't even realize it. But anywho, thank God for the right wing at the moment. What do you think?
Gabriel also noted the moral implications and what this period of time means for future generations.
They'll open up their textbook and say, what was 2020 like? And if we don't actually correct the narrative now, or the actual story, they will use a narrative to then say that this was the time when we fought for equality by looting, burning, and they'll think that that's the way you get a message. No.
Our moral values are on the decline. We are not holding people responsible.
As of now, the Theodore Roosevelt statue is still standing outside the museum. Although both the mayor and governor say it should be removed, it's unclear if, when, or how that might happen. Reporting from New York, Melina Weisskopf, NTD News.
Well, that was interesting. Sorry, I started to feel a bit sleepy. I woke up early today. Absolutely. People need an education in the matter at hand. They need unity. People need unity. Dividing and subdividing. It's maddening. What shall we do, everybody? What do you think? I respect the right for what they're doing now, standing up for true justice, not this woke business. But what do you think? Thank you for watching, everyone. I'll see you next time.